In from Mumbai, Uddhav Thackeray reaches Sanjay Raut's residence after his arrest. Remember, Sanjay Raut was arrested late last night. He has been taken to the hospital for medical before he is presented in the court.
All right, so that's the latest we're tracking. Uddhav Thackeray has reached Sanjay Raut's residence now. Sanjay Raut will shortly be produced before the special PMLA court. His medical examination currently underway at the JJ hospital, and that's the latest bit of breaking news coming in. Now remember, Uddhav Thackeray too has called for a key meeting. So he too has called for a key meeting, and meanwhile, in the meanwhile, we see Uddhav Thackeray now reaching Sanjay Raut's residence, being told, and we've been breaking down details of the same since a while, of how Uddhav Thackeray plans to meet the family members of Sanjay Raut. Now, all this while, as far as this case is concerned, Sanjay Raut has been saying that this is a fake case, and the documents that the Enforcement Directorate is citing are also fake. So that's what he's been maintaining, that this is just political witch hunt, and he says these kind of threats will not force him to leave the Uddhav Sena. Arunil is joining us live as we keep up with the latest breaking news update coming in. Arunil, what more can you tell us? Uddhav Thackeray, I believe, has reached Sanjay Raut's residence.
Well, that is right. The party supremo of the Uddhav Thackeray camp, that is Uddhav Thackeray, the former CM of Maharashtra, reaching the residence of Sanjay Raut, meeting his mother. Now, there was another emotional moment that unfolded when Sanjay Raut was leaving from his residence with the ED officers. He had hugged his mother. He had this indication that he will be arrested. And now Uddhav Thackeray going and meeting his mother. There are many Shiv Sena party workers that have gathered over there as well. Uddhav Thackeray yesterday clearly maintained about this fact that just because Sanjay Raut every day was taking out vehement attacks on the BJP government at the center, that is why political vendetta has been unleashed on Sanjay Raut. That is what has led to his arrest as well. Uddhav Thackeray going to the Bandu residence of Sanjay Raut, whereas at the same time subsequently Sanjay Raut also being taken for medical at the JJ hospital, and post that he will be taken to the special PMLA court, wherein he will be tried for the stringent money laundering charges. Now, right, the allegations against Sanjay Raut basically are that proceeds of crime worth more than rupees 1,000
Absolutely,
crore,
and he was placed under arrest yesterday by the Enforcement Directorate after a marathon 9-hour raid at his residence, and then a 7+ hour questioning that took place at the ED's headquarters in Mumbai. The raids that were carried out in connection with the alleged money laundering in the multi-crore Patra Chaul redevelopment case. Now, during the raids, the agency recovered 11.5 lakh rupees. They say that this is unaccounted cash that Sanjay Raut could not explain the source of while he was questioned at the ED headquarters. They also said that Raut was arrested because he was not cooperating in the investigation. There were several incriminating documents that were also recovered, is what sources within the ED had told Times Now yesterday. Now, in just a short while from now, the Enforcement Directorate is going to be producing Sanjay Raut in the PMLA court. Sanjay Raut has just left the hospital after his medical examination, which is a mandatory protocol as far as producing him in court is concerned. Sanjay Raut there just leaving the hospital for the special PMLA court, where his custody hearing will be taking place in just a few minutes from now. Shweta is reporting live from outside the Sessions Court, where Sanjay Raut is headed now. Any minute now, Shweta, we're given to understand Sanjay Raut will be there, and the ED is going to be seeking his custody for custodial interrogation.
Well, absolutely. Just a short while back, we have seen Sanjay Raut leaving JJ hospital after his medical examination. That is compulsory, as it falls as a compulsory protocol after the person is arrested. Now we are showing you the visuals of a PMLA court, that session court situated in South Mumbai. Remember, everyone is waiting for the hearing, and again this is very important as we are knowing the strategies both on the central agency side as well as on the political side. First, we speak about what ED officials are looking for. They will be, of course, seeking custody for at least 10 days. This is the information what we are fetching from our well-placed sources in Enforcement Enforcement Directorate, they are most likely to question more to Sanjay Raut, and this is the reason why perhaps they will be asking 10 days of ED custody to Sanjay Raut. But on the other hand, we are also seeing how the Shiv Sena party is also preparing their own strategy and own concept for counter this, and they are also seeking, the information we are seeking from the Sena sources is that citing health issues can be one of the angle where Sanjay Raut legal counsel.
Like you've been mentioning, Shweta, that there is a strategy meeting that is underway. Shiv Sena and Uddhav camp is trying to chalk out the future course of action as far as Sanjay Raut, not only as far as the investigation is concerned, but the political ramifications as well. And we're given to understand now that shortly Uddhav Thackeray is also going to be addressing a news conference. Now, Shweta and Arunil also continues to be with us. Now, Arunil, even as we see Sanjay Raut headed towards the PMLA court where he will be produced in just a few minutes from now, Uddhav Thackeray has just met with Sanjay Raut's mother. He was at Sanjay Raut's residence, perhaps trying to get an understanding of what exactly transpired during the raids yesterday and just before the ED officers took him to the Enforcement Directorate's headquarters, after which he was put under arrest. All of that now that the chief of the Uddhav camp, so to say, has taken into account. He will be addressing a news conference shortly, is what we're given to understand.
Well, this is a communication that is coming from Uddhav Thackeray's camp, basically saying that at 2:30 p.m. today at his Matoshri residence, a press conference will be held. So basically, action can be expected on two fronts now. Sanjay Raut being taken to the special PMLA court, whereas Uddhav Thackeray will be expected to give out his reaction as well as take out an attack on the BJP with respect to the ED crackdown that has been initiated against Sanjay Raut. Now, another significant point that needs to be discussed is, Poonam, that at a time when Shiv Sena was at its peak, when late Babasaheb Thackeray used to call in Shiv Sena supporters, we used to see thousands of them gathering on the roads of Mumbai as well as in Thane and different parts of Maharashtra. But the same could not be seen when Sanjay Raut himself was arrested at his residence yesterday as well. There were some 100-odd people that had gathered over there at the ED office today when he was taken to the JJ hospital. Very few Shiv Seniks had gathered here, and no Shiv Seniks could be seen at the JJ hospital. Similarly, from where Shweta has been reporting at the Sessions Court, not many Shiv Seniks had gathered there as well. So a diminishing kind of an impact of the Shiv Sena party, or a diminishing clout of the Shiv Sena party is very much seen on the ground. Is it because CM Eknath Shinde has basically cut the party into two halves? That is the main point of question that comes to the fore. Another allegation that needs to be discussed, Poonam, is Tushar Bhosle, basically the head of the spiritual wing of the BJP. He has made an allegation against Sanjay Raut, basically saying that the money that was being accumulated or collected for the Ayodhya tour or for Ram Mandir, that was allegedly siphoned off by Sanjay Raut, and he has asked Uddhav Thackeray to remove Sanjay Raut from his party. Now, this entire thing remains under the ambit of allegation, because yesterday Sunil Raut, the brother of Sanjay Raut, had accepted, saying that the rupees 10 lakh out of the rupees 11.50 lakh
was meant for the Ayodhya visit. He also said that it was the envelope said that it belonged to the party and it wasn't unaccounted cash. Now, these are visuals that we're getting to you first on Times Now, which are from inside the JJ hospital, from where Sanjay Raut just left a few minutes ago. Heavily guarded there as he leaves the JJ hospital for the PMLA court, where he will be produced by the Enforcement Directorate in just a few minutes from now. These visuals, of course, coming in from just a few minutes ago. Sanjay Raut now, as we speak, is en route to the PMLA court, which is a sessions court in Mumbai, from the JJ hospital. Slogans there being also heard in the background. Perhaps several Shiv Seniks gathered there in support of Sanjay Raut, and absolutely no worry on Sanjay Raut's face. As he exited the JJ hospital for the court, he waved to the people that were standing outside there, who were chanting slogans and protesting in his support. He waved to all of them as the car passed by. The political fight over this is only escalating, though, with the BJP now claiming vindication after Sanjay Raut was arrested in a late-night development last night. Listen into some of those reactions coming in, not just from the BJP, but also from the allies of the Shiv Sena, who are now calling this nothing but a witch hunt.
कुछ नहीं रह गया है, बस एक्सटेंडेड डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ भारतीय जनता पार्टी बन गया है। जिस तरीके से आए दिन ओपोनेंट्स को टारगेट कर रहे हैं बगैर किसी डॉक्यूमेंट्स के साथ, बगैर किसी एविडेंस के साथ, बगैर किसी सत्य या तथ्य के साथ, वो निंदनीय है और उसकी लड़ाई हम लड़ेंगे।
लेकिन आप राज्यसभा में कुछ मुद्दों को उठाएंगे क्योंकि बीजेपी कह रही है कि उनके इन्वॉल्वमेंट और जिस तरीके से लगातार एविडेंस मिले हैं वो अपने आप को बताने के लिए काफ़ी है।
देखिए, रोज सत्य और तथ्य का हनन कर राजनीतिक काम से प्रेरित ये भी काम कर रही है। अगर कुछ भी इनके पास डॉक्यूमेंट्स है जनता के सामने लाइए। आप फॉल्स डॉक्यूमेंट्स, फॉल्स लेटर्स, फॉल्स आर्ग्यूमेंट्स के आधार पर अगर लड़ाई लड़ेंगे, ये हम लोग इसकी लड़ाई नहीं लड़ेंगे।
What we will do, I cannot say, but I can say that we are very concerned about the misuse of the ED. Government institutions are not there to serve political purposes. They should be doing a particular job. We've got an extraordinarily selective targeting of opposition people. And I find this quite unacceptable because we are a country where democracy is a value in itself and should be preserved. Opposition voices should not be stifled for one reason or another.
सेलेक्टिव तरीके से ईडी का काम एक ही रह गया, विपक्ष के लोगों को परेशान करना। संजय रावत जी की तनख्वाह 2 लाख सवा 2 लाख रुपए के करीब है। अगर उनकी बचत भी मान लो तो 11 लाख रुपए की जो आपने उनके घर से बरामदगी की है, उसका क्या आधार है? वो भ्रष्टाचार का पैसा है या उनकी बचत का पैसा है? कुछ तो स्पष्ट करो। ये ब्रेकिंग न्यूज बनाने के लिए कि 11.5 लाख रुपए मिल गया, जिस आदमी की तनख्वाह सवा 2 लाख रुपए है। कार्रवाई हो रही है। अब बीजेपी कैसे भ्रष्टाचार के खिलाफ बोलती है? जिस पार्टी का राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष रक्षा सौदे में रिश्वत लेते हुए कैमरे पकड़ा गया हो, जो पार्टी येदियुरप्पा को भ्रष्टाचार के मामले में निकालती है फिर उसको मुख्यमंत्री बनाती है, वो क्या बोलेंगे?
आता त्याच्या बाबतीत चौकशी सुरू आहे आणि जे काय आहे चौकशी अंतिम समोर येईल.
थँक्यू सर. पण ते बऱ्याच जणांना जेलमध्ये घालण्यासाठी निघाले होते. तुम्ही गुवाहाटीला असताना
आम्हाला पण जेलमध्ये घालायचा विचार केला होता. आमची देखील खूप बदनामी केली. ठीक आहे, पण आम्ही ते विसरून गेलो. आम्ही या सर्वांना मी आज अगोदरच सांगितलं की आम्ही कुठल्याही पातळीवर, खालच्या पातळीवर समोरच्याने आरोप केले मग आम्ही करणार नाही. आम्ही त्यांना कामातून उत्तर देऊ आणि आम्ही कामातून त्यांना उत्तर